Good morning and welcome. My name is Sussex Sandra and welcome to my channel. Can't believe it, my battery is dead again. So this morning I would like to do a foundation review, and it's actually a foundation I have had in my possession for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Basically, what Too Faced, they launched this foundation, what, maybe 3 years ago now, about 2015, 2016. When they first launched it, they were a bit crap when it comes to deeper skin shades. A year later, they added a few extra shades, but I still wasn't certain if this was a foundation for me. Basically because the foundation has always been described as something that is hydrating and for luminous skin, and as everybody knows, I've got very oily skin. More recently, so last year, Too Faced, I think the owner's name is Jared, something like that. He approached Jackie Aina, who's one of the biggest influencers out there, beauty influencers out there. Obviously she's a woman of colour. They approached her and basically said, look, can you help us out? We want to get it right when it comes to skin shades. Can you help us to develop some deeper skin shades? So she did. She worked with them and she's created 9 extra shades. So it was 9 extra shades for people with deeper skin tones, and I think she goes down to sort of maybe dark tan in shades. So it was different shades, and they also had some varying undertones. Even though she developed these extra shades, I still wasn't sure about buying this foundation. But obviously when the new shades came out, obviously women of colour, they jumped on it and they purchased it, and I was one of those people. I purchased it. I had a lot of difficulty in choosing the shade that I wanted. I mean, I have to admit, a couple of years ago I did go into a local Debenhams and I think I swatched cocoa and mahogany, and neither colour was right for me. They were sort of right in the shade, but the undertones were completely wrong. They were too red or just too yellow. They just weren't right for me at all. So when the new shades came out, one of the new shades was a shade called Tiramisu, and even though it looked like it might be way too dark for me, the undertone, going by the pictures and by just going by the pictures and the description, I thought that it might be okay. So I've literally been sitting on this foundation for the last 2 weeks because I couldn't decide if I needed to send it back. I was going to send it back and try to get another shade which was called Spiced Rum, because I thought actually that might be better for me. I've got in touch with Cult Beauty and asked them would I be able to send the foundation back if I tried it, and they said no, it's got to be sent back unused. And I was like, well, God, well, how am I supposed to know if this is the right shade or not? It might be okay. So that's why I've been sitting on it for the last 2 weeks, and I thought, you know what, just sort of let me just try it out. So I did a little swatch on my arm and I thought actually it looks okay. So today I am going to try the foundation out. Now, as I said, I am concerned about the foundation basically because it is described as a foundation that is luminous and hydrating, and I normally like to wear foundations that either have a natural matte, demi-matte, semi-matte, matte finish, nothing that is luminous. But people are saying that people who have done reviews already are saying that this foundation, it lasts all day. Yes, it can be hydrating, and yes, it might not be suitable for people with oily skin, but if you manage your primers and everything, you might be able to get away with it. So I thought today, you know what, let me do this. So I'm going to put this foundation on today. I have already primed my skin, obviously, and I'm going to put this on. So the shade I've got is Tiramisu. You can see it's a glass bottle, pump, gorgeous black and gold. It's all looking good. So I'm going to put some of this on today and hopefully it's going to be okay. I'm just going to use a brush, not going to waste any time today. Pump and a half. Let's go for it. So you can see what I mean, why I think the shade's going to be okay. Looks alright. I mean, I've seen people on YouTube who are much darker in skin shade than me, and it's worked for them, and that's why I was concerned. But look at that, that is a perfect shade for me, absolutely perfect. So let's carry on and do this. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this shade is absolutely perfect. It looks absolutely gorgeous, really skin-like finish. It's a fantastic shade match for me. The only issue now is how well is it going to last. So let me give you a time now of application. What I'm obviously going to do is I'm going to do my usual all day wear test. So time now is 9:20. so I will be wearing the foundation for at least 7 hours today. So I'm going to do my usual, finish my makeup, and I'll take some photographs of the finished look, but I will mattify my face and set it as per usual, and I'll give it a picture of how it looks, and then I'll come back to you at the end of the day with how this foundation has performed. Alright, I will see you later. Okay, so makeup is all done. It actually looks and feels really nice. I'm still loving how this has looked. So the primer I put on was my usual, actually not quite my usual. I put on the Illasmasqua matte veil first of all as a base, and then I put on, where is it, then I put on the Becca Ever Matte Poreless sort of in my T-zone and upper cheek area. So as I said, the foundation, the shade I'm wearing today is shade Tiramisu, and I don't think I mentioned before, I purchased it from Cult Beauty and it cost £29, and it comes in 35 shades now, and there's quite a few deep skin shades now. So there was always plenty of light, fair light skin tones and medium. Now there's a good amount of deep skin tones as well. I'm actually quite hopeful that this is going to last all day. I have done all my oily girl hacks. So I did my primers, I set the primer with the powder, then I put the foundation on, did all the rest of my stuff, and then I set my face. I'm actually hoping this is going to last for most of the day, but we shall see. But so far, initial impression, I'm loving how it looks, I'm loving how it feels, and my fingers are crossed that it's going to prove me wrong and I haven't wasted £29. If this doesn't work for me, then I'll give this foundation to my sister, because she has got dry skin. So we shall see, but cross those fingers, eh? Looking good though, isn't it? Looks good. Alright, I will see you later today. Take care, bye. Good evening and welcome. I am back after a full day at work and testing out today's foundation. Right, I don't even have to say anything because you can see it all over my face. You can see that glow, you can see that sheen, you can see that highlight and glow from within. Yeah, it's not looking too great, is it? Alright, let's go through my thoughts of the foundation I was testing today, which was the Too Faced Born This Way, and I was wearing it in the shade Tiramisu. Okay, so when I do my final thoughts on foundations I'm testing, I use a system I created called TOPS, and TOPS stands for, the T stands for transfer, the O stands for oil control, the first P stands for performance, so does the foundation fade, melt, separate, how does it apply, blend, you know, all of that. The second P stands for the price of the product, and the S stands for the shade selection available. So yeah, let's go through this, shall we? Right, when I do the transfer and the oil control, I always use my blotting sheets, and I must admit these blotting sheets are nearly finishing. I've been using these ones for probably about 6 months or so now, but I did get some new blotting sheets from a fellow YouTuber called Pink Poodle, I forgot just then, Pink Poodle 2. She sent me some blotting sheets because she doesn't need them, so I was like, yeah, no, thank you very much, Jean, much appreciated. So what I tend to do, I use these blotting sheets, and these absorb oil. So good foundations, they tend to use sort of like 1 to 2 of these sheets, and the foundations that don't really control oil, they'll use 3+ of these. Now with this foundation, they do not promise that it's an oil controlling foundation at all, and I already knew that it wasn't an oil controlling foundation, but they do promise long wear, so that's why I really wanted to test it out. So before I do the test, let me just see what it says on the website about it. If I can just bring it up. Too Faced. So I'm looking at the Cult Beauty website, because that's where I purchased it from, and it cost £29 from Cult Beauty. So it's 30 mils. It's a standard size bottle of foundation, 1 fluid ounce. And what they say about the foundation is, what's it saying? Oh god, here we go again. Right, achieve the I woke up this. Right, achieve the I woke up like this levels of flawless with the iconic Born This Way foundation from Too Faced, offering medium to full undetectable coverage. The oil-free formula features moisture restoring coconut water brightening, alpine rose and hydrating hyaluronic acid, nourishing skin as it creates a seamless finish with 24 versatile shades to choose from. Well, it's more than that now, it's 35 shades. Between from porcelain to cocoa, so yeah, obviously that's old information there, because now they go up to the deepest shade, I think is ganache. You'll be sure to fool everyone into thinking you were born this way. And they say how to apply the foundation with fingertips, sponge or brush. Start at the center of the face and work outwards. Apply more to achieve desired coverage. So what I did this morning, I just applied it with a brush because that's the way I prefer to apply a foundation. And I would say that the coverage was immaculate. I mean, you saw how I looked this morning. It looked perfect. But as you saw from the information there, they do not promise it. They do not promise that it's an oil controlling foundation. They do not promise a matte finish. They just say that it's going to give you a perfect skin born this way finish. So after, well, I'm going to show you the time actually. The time now is, let's have a quick look. It's 10 to 7. So I think I've been wearing the foundation for nearly 10 hours, I think. Is that right? It's about 9.5 hours. I think that's what time I finished applying the foundation. About 9.5 hours, isn't it? Oh, definitely over 9 hours in a way. So I've had a good full day of wearing the foundation. It's very warm at the moment in the UK. It's very kind of hot weather. Thankfully it's not humid. It's just very hot weather, which is very unusual for the UK. So let's do this. Sheet number 1. Okay, that's sheet 1. Plenty of oil and some foundation transfer. Okay, that's sheet 2. Lots of oil foundation. There's lots of oil and lots of foundation. Sheet 3. Okay, that's sheet 3. So I would say a good 2.5 sheets there of oil foundation. And how does it look now? Let's have a quick look. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Doesn't look too bad at all. All right, so I think we can fairly say for the transfer, out of 10, there was quite significant transfer. I didn't do any inspections today, so I didn't wear my white coat, but I did notice that obviously I touch my face from time to time, and I did notice that I was transferring foundation onto bits of paper that I was working on, which is always a little bit embarrassing, but thankfully it was just notes, nothing official. So the foundation does transfer, particularly when the oil starts coming through. So I think for transfer, unfortunately, especially if you're oily skinned, once the oil starts to come through, it's going to transfer. So I think out of 10 we are looking at a good 4 out of 10, I think, because this is a transferring foundation. Oil control, it doesn't control oil. I did my top oily skin hacks this morning. So I did double priming with 2 mattifying primers, 2 very high-end mattifying primers. I also set my face with powder, then I put my foundation on, set my face again with powder, and I use a setting spray, and the oil was still coming through. Oil came through pretty quickly, I would say after 3 hours the oil started to seep through. I didn't blot my face at all today, so you saw the results of all of that, and trust me, I really did want to blot my face, but I thought no, I'm testing out a foundation. My colleagues at work are kind of used to me now. When they know when I've got an oily face, they know I'm testing out a foundation. So yeah, it's not great on oil control, so I'm afraid this is a 2 out of 10 really for oil control. Now, performance. This is a different matter. The foundation applied like a dream, no problems at all. It blended in, it melted in, no problems at all. There's no patchiness at all when I applied it. I like a medium to full coverage, so that's why I just used a brush straight away. I think if I used a sponge it would have given me a more sheerer, but the coverage it gave was perfect. I had no problems with the coverage at all. Now that I've blotted my face, and after sort of 9+ hours of wearing it, I can see whether the foundation has melted, faded or separated, and I must say, I mean, see for yourself, I'll bring you in closer. This isn't bad, is it? It's not bad at all. I mean, look at all of this. This is, you know, it's just general gradual fading, just a little bit around the perimeters of my face, which is usually where I rest my face on my hand. My forehead is not bad at all. I actually think for performance this is not bad. There is no fading at all, just a little bit of just gradual fading. No melting, definitely no separation, which is usually the worst bit. I mean, I was wearing my sunglasses, and usually when you wear sunglasses it kind of all separates and melts underneath where the frame touches my face. None of that at all. So I think for performance this foundation is pretty good. So I'm actually going to give this a 10 out of 10 for performance, because I think it's done good. It's done very good. Price £29. That's a typical price for a high-end foundation. I would say sort of £29 to £35. That's the kind of price I expect for a decent quality foundation. So I think for price, let me bring it back out again actually. So I think for price, the price is reasonable. I have no issues with the price at all for the foundation, because I think if you want a decent quality foundation, you got to pay for it. I know there are some there are some high street drugstore foundations that do perform well, but if you want really good quality with decent quality ingredients, you've got to pay the money, and I think £29 is fine. I have no issues with the price at all. So again, for price, I mean, okay, it's still expensive, but I think I haven't got a problem with it at all. So for price, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I'm more than comfortable paying £29 for this kind of quality foundation. And for shade selection, well, they finally got there. They reached out to EYELINER to help them with the deeper skin shades, so she's got the undertones and everything sorted out now. It's taken them 3 to 4 years just to sort this out. They added some extra shades after the first couple of years, and then they've added an extra 9 shades again with the help of EYELINER. So we have got a decent range of shades now. So I think for shade selection, I am going to give this a 10 because it's pretty good. And this shade match, even though it looks like it should, in theory it should be too dark for me, but my summer color right now, perfect. This is my perfect summer color, and it's the kind of foundation I'd be more than happy just to wear for a few hours, not for a long day, for a few hours. So if I was going for, if I'm going for dinner or something like that in the summer, more than happy to wear this foundation. And I'd probably wear this foundation in the winter as well, because I haven't got the heat to melt it. So I think for shade selection, yeah, easily a 10 out of 10. Overall, my views on this foundation, because I really thought it was going to be a complete utter mess, and that's why I was really dithering about sending this foundation back. But I think I'm actually really pleased with this, and I may bring this foundation with me on holiday. I've got a choice of foundations that I can bring with me, and I just haven't quite decided which ones to go with as yet. But this is going to be on my list, and then I will decide which 2 or 3 foundations I will bring with me. Probably 2. I need a daytime foundation, and I need an evening one, especially if I'm going to be going dancing or whatever. But I think this is definitely going to be considered. But let me know, have you got the Born This Way? Have you tried this foundation? I mean, it's been around for a few years, particularly those of you who are white. You've had the shade range available to you for a lot longer than us deeper skin toned ladies. So what do you think about this foundation? Is this a foundation that you like? I certainly would recommend it. If you've got dry skin, you're gonna love this, because it's very hydrating. Obviously it's got hyaluronic acid in it, it's got coconut water in it. If you've got dry skin, you're gonna love this foundation. If you're oily skin, don't be scared of this actually, because that's one of the reasons why I stayed away from it, because I just thought that it's not going to be for someone who's got oily skin. But if you're willing just to wear it for a few hours and do all your oily girl hacks, you'll be alright with it actually. But yeah, don't be scared to try this foundation if you've got oily skin. If you've got normal combination skin, you'll get away with it, definitely. So I am glad I've got it. Even if I don't wear it, my sister could wear this, so either way it's going to get used. So yeah, I say thumbs up. Honestly, it's a decent quality foundation. You can definitely feel the quality because it's a good quality, lightweight, very comfortable wearing, performs really well foundation. There you go. Right, thank you very much for watching. I am going to sort of clean up my face a bit now because I'm going to go and do an unboxing in a minute, but I want some food first. So let me clean my face up and you'll probably see me very soon. Take care.